Hi, welcome back. This is Ra, and I hope that you just finished watching the other one and now you're coming to this one. And if you haven't, please check out my other videos. I'd be so grateful. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, interact with me. I love to interact because that's what this is about, right? Connection. So step 1, 2, 3, 4, I've talked about them. If you need a quick recap, step 1 is conceding to my innermost self, I need help, and that my life has become unmanageable, and that I'm an alcoholic, or that alcohol is my problem, drugs are my problem, men is my problem, whatever ism is. It doesn't just have to be about alcohol, but if alcohol and drugs are taking you down, then chances are the rest of your life is kind of doing that too, right? Spiral. It did for me. So this is about, you know what, I need some help, and hopefully that this video kind of got your attention. Maybe you're watching it for somebody else, but no matter what the reason is, I'm so grateful that you are here. So step 2 is about finding a power greater than myself, and that could be anything. Anything. Again, anything. Mine has changed over time. And today is very much about source, about energy, about consciousness, and so has changed from when I was little up until now. So step 3 was I'm turning my will over to the care of God. Don't let God scare you. Again, I don't do religion, as you see my tattoos and Buddhas and things. And it's not that I'm a Buddhist. I believe in everything. I believe in everything. I pray to a power greater than myself. Sometimes I call it God. Sometimes I call it higher power. Sometimes it's source, energy, creator, divine intelligence. It just does not matter. To be honest with you, it really doesn't. And if you were born in a religion that is about, shaming you or guilting you, and you're not comfortable because that's the way you were raised, again, this is not about what your family has kind of taught you. This is about you coming into understanding with what you believe in and what you'd like to believe in. And this is about that. This is your journey. And I'm not being mean or anything like that towards your family, all respect, but this is a soul journey. This is solo. This is, guess what? It's all about you. This is about you. Isn't that great? This is, they say, I'm all I think about. And right now, it is. This is about you. So connect. And then step 4, is made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. And there's 4 columns with a 5th kind of fear. And then later there's a sex column. But I didn't get to the sex column in those steps. I'll get to that later in another video. But step 4 was make a list of resentments, people, places, and things. And you go through it with a sponsor. Sometimes you'll find out later that, that's not a resentment. You could cross it out. And what is a sponsor? A sponsor is somebody who's worked the 12 steps. They could have 1 year. They could have 6 years, 40 years. It's somebody that you feel that you can give your shit to and that you can trust. And some people have given their shit to a sponsor that they really didn't trust, and that sponsor divulged information to other people, which can really take a person out. Again, I'm not here to bash AA or to upgrade AA. I'm here to say that the 12-step program, the program works. But alcoholics dealing with alcoholics, non-alcoholics, are really in recovery. Some are just sober. And that is a disclaimer, and I am making that, and I hope I'm not pissing people off. But this is, again, it's about your life. So make sure that you trust somebody. And I did. I found this beautiful woman who took me through the steps, and there's many beautiful people that are in it to give their time freely and to be able to have that exchange so you can have that experience of relief. And so that is what the step 5 is about, is that relief. And there are many good people in the program that help other people. I know, as for myself, after the first year, I ended up having 7 sponsees, and I had 14 meetings I was going to with, I was telling my other one, and I had 4 commitments, and not to boost myself, but I was keeping myself busy because I did not want to go back to that life. And I was seeing that a life of service was what I was put on this earth. And that's, through the shit that I've gone through, it really just, it doesn't get any more clear of what my purpose is in this life. So anyways, find somebody that you connect with, and that could be, you know, it could be your therapist. In the big book, it talks about clergyman, therapist, rabbi, priest, whoever it is just one person. Step 5, that you sit and you're reading your inventory to. So again, your resentment, then you're reading all of it like across, right? So here's a resentment I had with my mother. This is the cause and description. This is what it affected. This is how I acted. And after you've read all your resentments, you go through the last column, and now I'm looking at, you know, what are these fears? But in step 5, I'm just like sitting with you, you know, say you're my sponsor. Hi, you guys are my sponsor. I have one sponsor. And I'm just reading my shit to you, and I'm like, you know, sitting there going, you know, this is the way it was. Yeah, this is what happened with my mother, and it affected my finances, my sex relationships, my pocketbook. And, you know, I went out and I didn't respect money. So then I found a fear of lack. I started having lack, like nothing would sustain, nothing could last, right? I had a fear. When my dad, you know, him leaving, it affected my security. Again, my pocketbook, my sex relations. And, you know, so I'm reading this to my sponsor, and what is my part was that I thought that all men were going to leave. And so I had a fear of abandonment. And that is like, so, but I don't sit there and find my own fear right away. We go back to that and we'll find it. But I'm just explaining is what things come up from just reading these things. And it's just so enlightening, and it's just such awareness and just such a shift to see that, holy shit, because of these things, this is how I acted. And again, this is not a blame, because Dad did what Dad did during the time of what he needed to do and what he thought it was right. It's not wrong. It's not right. It just was. And because of that, and I'm just using these things as example again. So you're just kind of going through your list, and it could take you a couple hours. It could take you a couple days. It could take a few hours. It just depends on how much you have. Your sponsor will say, you know, let's do 4 hours today and let's finish it tomorrow. Let's just get it all done now. It doesn't matter, but, you know, there's some things on there. They'll say that there's an invisible 1, 2, 3 at your 5th step. What does that mean? That's the shit you're going to take to your grave. Don't take anything to your grave. Let it out. Purge. So step 5 is about the purge. Step 5 is cleaning out your closet. Step 5 is bringing a backpack. Step 5 is your backpack, is so you can become lighter. It's for you to to just drop everything. Drop what you've known. Drop what you thought. Drop the way you saw the events, your family, your friends, the events in your life, and bring some peace and clarity into it. And that's what another person does. Another person helps you see things in a different light from the light that you have seen yourself, or from the darkness. So step 5 is very freeing. Step 5 is liberation. So liberate yourself from the things that have held you back so you can move on to step 6. And we'll get to that next video. But I want to say, you know, I thank you so much for hanging in there. Thank you for caring about yourself, about your recoveries, your sobriety, and you loving yourself. And if you're watching this for somebody else, you know, hit share, subscribe, and let's close it out with, I love to do the tarot, and I do tarot readings, by the way. I had one card that just fell out, which is the Queen of Wands, but the Queen of Wands in reverse. You know, again, this is a lot of letting go, a lot of loss here, right? Loss of power, loss of creativity. Right? So I'm just getting rid of that authority figure. I'm getting rid of things that don't sit with me anymore. This is a loss of independence with the cat. Cat is very independent. She sits in her throne, right? So it's going to come back to you, coming back to your throne. And this is not from an egoic or a prideful place, but from where you have lost your sense of self, your passion, your action for life. And it's a loss of that in the reverse position, and having victory, right? So as I pick it up, this is having victory over the pain, over that loss, you see, because that loss, that giving away your power, that being manipulated or manipulating others or anything like that, that is having victory. So having light from the dark, I would say, right? And from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle Guidebook, let's go. Let's see what comes up. And I just want to go through these really quick because I want to keep you guys. And impasse. Okay. So maybe right now, again, orange is the color of the feminine, which is all about creativity. But that is a place in our solar, which is below the belly button, where we hold guilt and shame. I'm going to go directly to the book. So maybe you are at this place of impasse where you don't know which way you want to go, where this is all new for you, or you're not sure, you're not buying it, you know, that, oh, I'm going to have a shift if I work on myself and blah, 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 blah. Because I was like that. I was at, how am I going to give you my stuff and my life is just going to turn around for me? What kind of, you know, magic pill is this? You're going to take the red pill or the blue pill, as the Matrix would put it. And here it says, this is a reroute, not an ending. It's beautiful, right? Perfect card. The path is blocked and you are at an impasse, but the goal is still there. Do not wait for your present situation to change. Stay focused and find another path. Again, I want to, it says, how adaptable am I? What does this card reveal about my feelings and my reaction to delays? Change of direction, regroup, refocus, protection from harm, guardian angels, wisdom, opportunity, and surrender. You know, maybe you're just at that place, you know, do I want to surrender? You know, do I want to go to any kind of a 12-step program? Let me tell you, this is one way of doing it. I've added so many different ways of doing the program, of recovering, where it had nothing to do with Alcoholics Anonymous. Again, Alcoholics Anonymous was the perfect way that Source saw for me to quit drinking, using, and hurting myself, because I'm telling you, it fucking works. It worked for me. I've seen it work for so many people, that obsession to drink or to snort or to smoke or to shoot up or to take a pill was fucking lifted. It's miraculous. It was fucking lifted, and it still is. But because of that, other doors have opened. And I'm telling you, then I went to Carl Jung's shadow work. It's continuous. But I tell you what, this was the greatest way that the God of my understanding brought healing into my life. And I couldn't have done it better myself. You know what? There's a surrender. I can't. You can. Namaste. Thank you.